This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilgus. Thank you for joining us tonight. Hurricane Matthew is wreaking havoc on the Caribbean this evening. The storm has killed at least 7 people, and that death toll is expected to rise. It's the strongest hurricane to hit Haiti since 1964. In the Bahamas, meanwhile, people are getting ready, covering windows with plywood and steel shutters. Here in the U.S., Florida, Georgia, and the Carolinas are under states of emergency.
Every county has been including this in this order to ensure we have resources for evacuations, sheltering, and other logistical needs. We are preparing for the worst, we're hoping for the best, and we're not going to take any chances.
Governor Scott is also worried about the hurricane's potential impact on Zika. With rain comes standing water, a breeding ground for the mosquitoes that carry the virus. Scott is reminding residents to dump out standing water around their homes. And for the very latest on Hurricane Matthew, let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Well, the 11 o'clock advisory is in, and new hurricane warnings. The second time this season, hurricane warnings have been issued for the Sunshine State. Hurricane warnings are now in effect for parts of East Florida from Sebastian Inlet all the way southward to just north of Miami. It includes Golden Beach northward up to Sebastian Inlet. That's a hurricane warning. Also, Lake Okeechobee under a hurricane warning. All the Keys now are under a tropical storm warning. That just shows you how big this system is going to be once it emerges out in the southwestern Atlantic. And of course, tropical storm and hurricane warnings are up as well for all of the Bahamas. Now, as far as the storm itself goes, it has weakened as we expected because of the high terrain here in Haiti as well as into Cuba. The inflow is kind of disrupted somewhat, so we're not dealing with a massive system like we were just about 24 hours ago. But now the winds are down to 130 only, so it's still a major hurricane, but not the 155 or 160 we saw just a few days ago. The gusts, though, are up to 160 miles an hour. It's moving to the north at 8. The pressure has actually come up a little bit. It's at 950 millibars, and more than likely it will come up even a little more because of the disruptive flow around the center. But once it emerges here, say sometime midday tomorrow, it could start to strengthen again. A hurricane warning, as I mentioned, in the red, all up across the Bahamas as well as parts of Florida. There's the latest forecast path and track. This is Thursday at 8 o'clock, so it's slowed down a little bit, and that's the reason why it's been nudged over a little bit further off toward Florida. And also the cone of uncertainty, which includes all of Highlands County now and much of DeSoto County, really hasn't changed much from the 5 o'clock advisory. We'll see if it does so tomorrow with the new European forecast model run as far as that goes. Now, I want to show you a couple more graphics real quickly. This is the radius of the tropical storm force winds. It doesn't show hurricane after 36 hours, but you can see that covers much of Highlands and also into DeSoto as well as into Hardee counties, and nothing in the Manatee or Sarasota counties at this time, but that could change. There's still about a 30% chance that we could see tropical storm force winds here on the low end in Sarasota and Manatee counties. Well, much more on this coming up in a few minutes. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Emergency management officials on the Suncoast are making sure they are prepared ahead of Hurricane Matthew. Today, Sarasota County's EOC chief discussed response plans with the State of Florida Operations Center and the National Hurricane Center. Part of the EOC's preparation process involves studying what kind of impact Hermine had on the Suncoast.
Every storm we get, we take a look at what the effects were, and our stormwater and public works, public utilities teams know what Hermine caused, and if we had a similar event, they know the hot spots, the trouble spots.
Officials also want residents to have those hurricane kits ready to go, and make sure to check out our 2016 hurricane guide. It's available on our website, mysuncoast.com. Turning to politics now, the vice presidential nominees faced off tonight for their first and only debate before the election. ABC's Lana Zach is in Virginia with more.
Right out of the gate, the battle lines were drawn at the vice presidential debate at Longwood University.
And you are Donald Trump's apprentice. State of the world. On my time. Well, I think, isn't this a discussion?
Governor Mike Pence asked to defend his running mate, Donald Trump, against the allegation that he didn't pay income taxes for nearly 2 decades.
He went through a very difficult time, but he used the tax code just the way it's supposed to be used, and he did it brilliantly.
How do you know that? You haven't seen his tax return.
Because he's created a business that's worth billions of dollars today.
How do you know that?
Senator Tim Kaine ready to pounce on the tax topic.
Governor Pence had to give Donald Trump his tax returns to show he was qualified to be vice president. Donald Trump must give the American public his tax returns to show that he's qualified to be president, and he's breaking his promise.
But Kaine was forced to defend his running mate Hillary Clinton as well.
Hillary and I believe in comprehensive immigration reform. Donald Trump believes in deportation nation. You got to pick your choice.
The attacks coming so quickly, the men often talking over each other.
Tax returns when he was under audit.
They're going to raise your taxes.
Gentlemen,
if you can't meet the Nixon standard,
the people at home cannot understand either one of you when you speak over each other.
And in a surprising turn, the Republican Pence seemed to praise President Obama on terrorism before pledging that he and Trump would do more.
And I want to give this president credit for bringing Osama bin Laden to justice. But the truth is, Osama bin Laden led al-Qaeda. Our primary threat today is ISIS.
And in this attack dog versus attack dog debate, even the Twitter accounts of the two candidates continued to interrupt each other while the debate was going on. In Farmville, Virginia, Lana Zach, ABC News.
Thank you, Lana. And joining us for more perspective on tonight's debate is presidential historian Mark Weston. His latest book is titled The Runner-Up Presidency. Mark, thanks for joining us tonight.
My pleasure.
And overall, despite some of those interruptions, quite different than the first presidential debate, how do you think Mike Pence and Tim Kaine did tonight?
Both did well. Both men are experienced politicians, pros. I think at the beginning, Kaine made his points too fast, and Pence talked in a monotone, but both of them got very comfortable very quickly and stayed good for the rest of the debate.
Now, one of the most heated moments while discussing Trump's taxes, who do you think was more effective in that particular exchange?
I think perhaps Pence was more effective because he kept saying that Secretary Clinton would raise taxes. And to my knowledge, she has only proposed raising taxes for those who are already making several $million a year in income. And that's a very small percentage of the American people. And Kaine did not make that point after Pence had made his claims.
And what do you think was the strongest moment for each candidate?
I think Pence's strongest moment was when Kaine correctly pointed out that unemployment has gone down quite a bit under the Obama administration. And Pence said, you can roll out the numbers in the sunny side, but the people in Scranton and Fort Wayne know different. And I think Kaine's best moment was when Pence talked about Hillary Clinton's comment about half of Trump supporters being in a basket of deplorables. And it was obvious that Kaine had prepared for that attack. And Kaine said Hillary Clinton apologized for her remark the next day. Donald Trump has insulted Mexicans and Muslims, and John McCain has, and you can wait in vain for Donald Trump to apologize about anything.
Now, looking at the big picture, how important, if at all, are vice presidential debates to the election?
Vice presidential debates can be very important, but usually in a negative way. Dan Quayle was a drag on the elder Bush's ticket, and I think Sarah Palin later on became a drag on the McCain ticket. But I think both of these men did well tonight. If either one of them proves to be negative later, it won't be from anything that happened tonight. I think both of them did well.
All right. Thank you, Mark Weston, for joining us, the author of The Runner-Up Presidency. And besides candidates on the ballot in this election, Floridians are being asked again to vote on the issue of medical marijuana. And the city of Sarasota is already bracing for possible approval. ABC7's Ray Collins is joining us live in the newsroom tonight with more on this story. Ray.
Haley, voters turned it down statewide 2 years ago, but this time the city of Sarasota isn't taking any chances. When Florida voters went to the polls 2 years ago, the medical marijuana initiative didn't get the 60% it needed to amend the state constitution. But the issue is now back again, and the city of Sarasota is again taking proactive steps on where medical marijuana dispensaries could be located.
And should this amendment pass, we may have people coming in who say, well, I like to set up here. No, I like to set up over here. And so to get ahead of that.
Just in case it passes this time, and the polls show it should, Mayor Willie Shaw and the majority of City Commission voted to impose a 9-month moratorium on dispensaries. They want time to figure out zoning and building regulations. The mayor doesn't know where the dispensaries would go, but he knows where they won't go.
I'm sure we won't have them near schools.
Commissioners approved a 9-month moratorium 4-1, with the lone dissenting vote being Commissioner Liz Alpert, who thought 6 months was more appropriate.
Well, it just seemed to me that should be enough time to come up with a regulation when we already regulate pain clinics and liquor stores. So how hard could it be to come up with a regulation for medical marijuana dispensaries?
Commissioner Alpert says she wonders if some commissioners were trying to send a message with a longer medical marijuana moratorium.
I'm not sure, but just something didn't feel right to me. It just sort of felt like it was an attempt, perhaps, to keep it out of the city altogether.
We went back and asked the mayor if that was true with him. How do you feel about the idea of having dispensaries in the city of Sarasota, in the proper places?
In the proper places, I'm very much under the idea of compassion for those who are so deemed necessary to have an alternative to different medications.
A recent poll by the Florida Chamber of Commerce showed about 70% of likely voters would approve medical marijuana. Haley, right now about almost half the states currently have it in place.
So, Ray, this has been on the ballot for months. Why did the city wait until just weeks before the election to start thinking about the zoning and the regulations involved?
The mayor says it has been an ongoing discussion in City Hall. And they also point out that the state health officials might take about 9 months until the state approves it and approves the go-ahead. So we'll see how it turns out next month at the polls.
All right. Thank you, Ray. And straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with more on Hurricane Matthew and an expansion that will help those with mental health issues and addictions on the Suncoast. Plus, later in sports, golf greats and fans gather to remember the king, the life and legacy of Arnold Palmer.
Across America with Mega Jackpots, it's Mega Millions.
Good evening, I'm Carol Blackman. It's Tuesday, October 4th, and tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is an estimated annuitized $35 million. To win the jackpot, all you have to do is match all 5 white balls plus the Gold Mega Ball. Get out your tickets and good luck. Your first number is 54. Up next is 30. That's followed by 29, 66. And our final white ball is 18. Time now for the Gold Mega Ball, and the Gold Mega Ball is 1. Your winning numbers again are 54, 30, 29, 66, 18, and the Gold Mega Ball is 1. Now, if no one matches all 6 numbers, Friday's jackpot could be $41 million. Good luck.
What does it mean when New South Window says Factory Direct?
It means we have a factory.
It means we eliminate the middleman.
It means you get an award-winning, energy-efficient window at factory direct pricing.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. Replacing your windows will not just beautify your home, but save you big bucks on your energy bills. I've done the research. I've seen the factory. New South Window is my hands-down choice.
New South Window. We manufacture, we install, we guarantee. Call now.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. A former New York Times senior writer stops by to talk about the paper, plus old Florida art and Apollonia Grill in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
Bob, we know a little bit more after that 11 o'clock advisory came out.
Right, a little bit more warnings up for Florida. That means a possibility of hurricane force winds along the east coast, not for our coast. We're not going to see hurricane force winds here. Tropical storm force, not out of the question. It's 30% now for Sarasota and Manatee counties, a little bit more so if you move into our inland counties like Highlands and also into Hardee and DeSoto counties. So that's what we have right now. The strongest winds that we will see here will be around Thursday night, but more so on Friday now. Things have really slowed down with this system. Here's a look at time lapse from our tower cam looking off into the Gulf. One thing you'll notice are those clouds moving off toward the west, and that's what we're in for. East and northeasterly wind flow over the upcoming days as anticipated, and that means good news as far as the red tide goes. The effects, the harmful effects, will be blown offshore basically, and as the weather headlines read, better chances for tropical storm force winds inland counties, less and near Manatee and Sarasota counties at the present track. Right now, that's just offshore of the east coast. If it shifts a little bit to the left, even say 50, 60 miles, this could change, and we could get a little stronger winds here in Sarasota and Manatee counties, but right now it's looking pretty good. Don't anticipate any hurricane force winds here at the present track, even if it is to shift off to the left. DeSoto and Hardee counties will get the brunt, as well as Highlands. They could see some gusts as high as 60 miles an hour. If we see any tropical storm force winds at all here, it'll be on the low end. It looks like anywhere from 40 to 50 miles an hour. So 40 to 50 miles an hour along the coast. Say, for example, Braden, Sarasota, Manatee County, western portion of Manatee County and Sarasota County, east winds throughout the day on Friday, beginning Thursday night and Friday, 20 to 25 miles an hour, it looks like. Seas up to 6 to 10 feet offshore, and those will be blowing off into the Gulf because of that strong easterly wind. So we won't have a lot of onshore flow and wave action as a result of that easterly wind flow. So far, we are starting to see that east wind already in place tonight. And as far as the warnings go, this is the second storm to prompt warnings for the Sunshine State. And you can see the area in red now from Sebastian Inlet all the way to Golden Beach. That is a hurricane warning, and then areas to the north of that, a hurricane watch, which have been extended a little bit further south. And the Hurricane Center says it's a little difficult to really pinpoint down exactly what kind of conditions can be felt here along the East Coast, because a shift to the left would mean maybe even Category 3 or 4 winds. A shift to the right would mean just tropical storm force winds. It was just shifting to the right, maybe 40, 50 miles, because the core of the hurricane, as far as the hurricane force winds of 30 to 40 miles an hour, is only about 40 miles off from the center. So any kind of movement to the right would be a problem, or I should say to the left. We have some flood warnings, obviously, the Myakka River, the Horse Creek, as well as the Myakka River and the Myakka State Park. They're causing some flooding problems there. Dew point 73, temperature 79, east to northeast winds at 7, the pressure 29.89 inches. The high today, it was a high one despite the clouds this afternoon, 93 degrees. And for the rainfall today, just 0.06 of an inch. That's it. As far as rainfall goes with the system, we could see up to 1.5 to 2 inches for our area in Sarasota and Manatee counties, maybe a little bit more, 2 to 4 inland areas as a result of the feeder bands coming through. The Gulf temperature now at 86 degrees. Well, there's been so much confusion of the models because of several different factors. We have this trough, very thin trough now, which is starting to pull away, and a little piece of that is moving to the south. The system that's eventually going to turn this off into the Atlantic is still way back by the Pacific Northwest and Southwest Canada. So it's a long way off, and that means this is going to be a slow mover. It's going to be right over some very warm water temperatures, 90 degrees water temperatures here. On top of that, favorable conditions to develop. And this is a little bit of an outlier, too. This is a Nicole, a tropical storm, which is going to be just kind of dancing around just to the east of the storm. And eventually this high-pressure ridge is expected to build in to the north of it and cause this system, Matthew, to be making a little bit more of a west to northwesterly bend throughout the day tomorrow. So we'll have to watch it closely. Right now, winds are at 130, gusts up to 160. It has emerged now off the eastern tip of Cuba, so it is now in the southwest Atlantic where water temperatures are extremely warm. The pressure has come up to 950 millibars, but really it hasn't lowered much at all. 950 is still a very significant storm, a Category 4 hurricane. It will remain possibly higher as it makes its way off to the northwest. I mentioned the cone hasn't changed much. It may change tomorrow at the 5 a.m. advisory as more models start to come in. But for the time being, we are not in that cone of uncertainty as far as Manatee and Sarasota counties. It does clip a little bit of Hardee County as well as all of Highlands County, eventually taking off to the northeast. This is going to be could be one of the most devastating storms if it hangs right along the coastline like it's projected to do there, because then everyone could feel hurricane force winds or even possibly Category 3 or 4 winds as it makes its way off to the northeast. If it's a little bit further off to the east, and we hope it is, then it should not be as bad. So we'll get to the marine forecast real quickly for Wednesday. Northeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out there. And the water temperature at 86 degrees. We'll have moderate as far as the UV index goes. And temperature looks like right around 86 for a high. Low tide upcoming at 9:12. And high tide, I should say, at 2:23 in the morning. The forecast tonight, a few evening showers are still possible. I should say overnight showers, and then mainly afternoon storms tomorrow, high 89. The extended forecast does call for windy weather beginning on Thursday, mainly afternoon, continuing through Friday and even into Saturday morning, but much cooler and drier, we do believe, by the weekend. Haley?
Thank you, Bob. Hurricane Matthew affecting some plans in Florida this week. President Obama canceling his trip tomorrow. He was planning to visit Miami and Tampa. Instead, he is now set to head to FEMA headquarters to stay on top of the storm's latest developments. And the Florida Supreme Court has agreed to postpone arguments in a dispute between Sarasota County and the area's private hospitals. The funding dispute centers on a 2003 state law that directed the county to reimburse the hospitals for indigent care. Doctors Hospital, Inglewood Community Hospital, and Venice Regional asked Florida's top court to rule on the issue. The hearing was supposed to begin tomorrow, but has been rescheduled for February. Centerstone of Florida cutting the ribbon this afternoon on its latest project. With Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan on hand, the nonprofit organization that helps people with mental health and addictions, mental health issues and addictions, unveiling its new 2,700 square foot psychiatric unit expansion in Bradenton. The addition to the campus features 4 bedrooms, a day room, and a cafe.
Adding 7 beds and opening these beds is incredibly important for the community because that lets us serve many more people.
And she says that expansion is needed because of a growing demand. Centerstone has been at the forefront of the fight against heroin on the Suncoast. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies need your help identifying a suspected bank robber. They say he took off with an undisclosed amount of money from the Fidelity Bank on 53rd Avenue East in Bradenton around 2:20 this afternoon. After leaving, authorities believe he went to the gas station across the street and, get this, asked people for a ride, eventually getting away in this red 4-door. Take a look at this surveillance photo of the suspect. He's described as 5'7" to 5'10" and around 160 pounds. If you have any information, you are asked to call the Sheriff's Office or Crime Stoppers at 866-634-TIPS. The Sarasota Police Department receiving a big honor today. The agency was a finalist for the International Association of Chiefs of Police Cisco Community Policing Award. It recognizes outstanding community policing initiatives. 6 agencies were selected overall as finalists and 4 were selected as winners. Sports is next. Stay with us.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. A former New York Times senior writer stops by to talk about the paper, plus old Florida art and Apollonia Grill in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, we make sure you get the most for your money.
more years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2016 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Complimentary maintenance included. At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Now, sports.
He was known as the King, and today Arnold Palmer got a send-off fit for a king. A public service was held for the golf legend in his hometown of Latrobe, Pennsylvania. Palmer's family wanted the service to be held after the Ryder Cup. Phil Mickelson and most of the U.S. team were in attendance, along with PGA Tour leaders. It was an emotional and touching tribute to the man who captured 62 titles on the PGA Tour and the hearts of fans across the world.
He was an everyday man, everyone's hero. Aunt Arnold managed to remove the I from icon and instead let the world share in his greatness.
Can we give him one more walk in ovation for Arnold Palmer coming home up the 18th? Would you join me?
Palmer passed away late last month. He was 87. Playoff baseball getting underway tonight with the American League wild card game. The Blue Jays hosting the Orioles, and you could not ask for a bigger nail-biter. The Jays and O's are tied at 2 in the 11th inning. The winner will move on to face the Rangers on Thursday. And tomorrow night is the NL wild card game between the Giants and Mets. Maria Sharapova has won an appeal to reduce her doping ban from 2 years to 15 months. The decision by the Court of Arbitration for Sport means the tennis star will be able to return to competition in April in time for the French Open. The 29-year-old is a 5-time Grand Slam champion. Her original ban was due to last until January of 2018. Let's look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go. ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
The official salon of ABC7. Cutting Loose Salon.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPV.
How is that for a marriage proposal? Live on tonight's episode of ABC's Dancing with the Stars, Sasha Farber popped the question to fellow dance pro Emma Slater. She said yes, and then of course it was a big celebration on stage.
I'm wondering, they had that thing in the background, the graphic says she said yes.
Yeah.
Were they prepared to say she said no?
She
You
said
never
no.
know.
They'd have to like cut to
She
black
would never
or
say
something.
no. You tell them later maybe no.
Yeah, I guess you'd have to fake it at least for the show or
Yeah,
something.
right, yeah. Right, yeah, it's okay right now. Okay,
Congratulations.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.